Welcome back, Mechwarrior mercenaries, to BattleTech, the 2018 PC game. And we're back where we started. I did have to do the second mission of the tutorial again, but that's fine. We're back where we were. Got a comment from Congrexus Prime, a Stay Decay YouTuber, who also plays BattleTech, that too bad the Mad Cat isn't in the game. The Mad Cat, also known as the Timberwolf, depending on who you ask. If I just type in BattleTech logo, this and this, these are the two mechs that you're going to see right off the bat. Now, this is the more modern day take on the Atlas, but so this is the first image of a classic BattleTech. So right here, a bigger version of it. 20-year anniversary. This is the Mad Cat, also known as the Timberwolf, right here. And it's one of the two best known mechs in the entire game, possibly even better known than the Atlas. It has a very distinctive shape, easily can tell by the shoulder pads that I always thought they kind of make it look like it has, or the shoulder missile launchers make it look like it has ears. But some people hate the Mad Cat or the Timberwolf. I know it better as the Timberwolf because it was so popular. Everyone loved the Timberwolf that people got sick of it. It became ubiquitous. At any rate, let's get on with it. So this is Executive Officer Darius Oliveira. He's like, easy there, get good. What's going to call myself, Fox? Easy there, Fox. You took a nasty crack on the head when you punched out. Don't worry, you're safe now. My name is Darius Oliveira, and I'm the XO of Markham's Marauders. We're a mercenary outfit with ties to House Arano. We did some work for High Lord Tamati way back when. High Lord Tamati is Kamea's father, who died recently. I'd introduce you to Commander Markham, but he was on a supply run in the market district when the bombs fell. He didn't make it. And now we get to pick our dialogue. For the most part, I don't think it matters what dialogue you pick. It's just whatever you'd want to say. I'm gonna say, if it wasn't for your company, I'd be dead too. That's probably true, but don't mention it. After seeing what happened to Markham, it didn't feel right leaving you in the hands of the new directorate. When we picked up your broadcast on emergency ban, we knew what we had to do. What about Mastiff, Sir Raju Montgomery? Did you find him? We found his mech. It was completely cored out. Nobody survives a hit like that. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. We supported the Royal Guard on a handful of deployments, and Suraju earned my respect many times over. His death is a loss for us all. Were you able to recover my Blackjack? Yeah, our mech tech hauled what's left of it into the mech bay. It isn't pretty, but if you give him enough time, Yang can fix just about anything. Try not to take the loss too hard. Yang said your mech shows signs of deliberate sabotage. Whoever you had working on it really did a number on the reactor. Punching out was the right move. Remember that, I want to emphasize that battlemechs are often heirlooms. Like imagine if like your father passed down like an old Model T Ford car to you, and it's been in the family, and it's like your father and your grandfather and your great-grandfather, like they all drove this car. That's kind of why there's this attachment to the Blackjack. So what happens now? Well, things aren't looking so hot around here, what with the coup and all. House Espinosa's directed is the new de facto government of the Aurigan Reach. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but Lady Arano is dead. Her dropship was destroyed on takeoff. It's all over the news. Then Mastiff died for nothing. He died doing his duty. From what I remember of the old man, that's exactly how he'd want to have gone. Speaking of going, we're getting the hell out of Aurigan territory. We're heading to a nice, quiet stretch of independent space all the way across the frontier on the Canopian border. Now, according to the info on your blood chit, you've got family in the deep periphery. I'm afraid that's going to make getting you back there very difficult. There aren't many freighter captains who are willing to travel that far from the inner sphere. So, the way I see it, you've got a couple of options. You could stay with us for the long haul if you wanted. That's option A. When we get where we're going, we can drop you at the nearest planet. Maybe you can make a nice place for yourself there. Of course, I'll need you to pitch in for your share of the fuel, plus food, lodging, and repairs on your mech. Fair's fair, after all. Alternatively, you could find a place for yourself in the Marauders if you wanted to. Wouldn't take you long to work off your debt, and you ran with Mastiffs, so I know you've got the chops. Think of it. Think it over. Sleep on it. You've had a hell of a day, and we've got a long road ahead. 3 years later. So your character chooses to stay with Markham's Marauders, and, you know, we've been running missions with them, and this is one of them right here. This is the final tutorial mission. It better replicates what a normal mission looks like, but it's still way more scripted than a normal mission. But from this point onwards, we have to be more concerned with the damage we're taking, because we will have to start paying for the repair bills. Fortunately, minor damage, which is any armor damage, even if all the armor is removed, armor doesn't cost anything. But if the mech's, like, guts get damaged, that we do have to pay for. IPL representative. The Independent Prospectors League thanks you for your assistance, Commander. We're miners, not soldiers. We can't fight these bastards off on our own. That's what you're paying us for. Don't worry. We'll get your platforms back. This isn't just about reclaiming what's ours. Majesty Metals killed hundreds of us when they tried to jump our claim. We want you to make them bleed for what they've done here. Commander, the Op-4 is holding 2 of the IPL's mining platforms. The first, designated Alpha, is where they're keeping their turret generator. Move in fast and take it out. Those turrets hit hard, so neutralize them ASAP. Platform Bravo is the site of the Op-4 corporate security tower. Engage and destroy it. If they bring in a mech to protect it, take it out too. Then circle back and we'll collect our pay. That's right. I'm ready and willing to authorize the transfer. Now go on, Commander. Hit those corporate pigs where it hurts. We'll be watching the action from here. Okay, so now we've got ourselves a full lance of mechs. Let's see what we've got. We have me with my Blackjack fully repaired. We've got Glitch
Commander.
Is her call sign. She's in the Vindicator. We've got
Orders.
Behemoth, or Behemoth, I don't know how you pronounce it. I've heard it both ways. In the Shadowhawk. And then we've got
standing by.
Decker in the Spiders. So 2 of these mechs are a bit more heavy duty, like they are. I mean, all of these mechs are pretty light, but the Vindicator and the Shadowhawk are the most heavily armored. I can tell by just right-clicking them and looking right over here. 720 armor, 760 armor, 280 armor, so pretty light, and then my mech is 680, so a little bit thinner. So let's have the heavier armored mechs go ahead and move up into the front, like so.
Commander.
And the Shadowhawk as well.
Acknowledged.
Our scout will go up first. So you'll notice here that we've got different levels of chevrons. That tells you how much evasion. The more spaces I move per turn, the more of those little chevrons, or pips I think they call them, is that will have. So the faster you go, the farther you move, the harder you are to hit.
Heading out.
And I'm going to stay in the back.
You are trespassing on Majesty Metals and manufacturing property and acting in collusion with a domestic terrorist organization. Cease your advance immediately, or you will be fired upon.
This is just a tutorial stuff. I don't need to read any of that. I already know how to play.
Commander.
So, that was our official warning. So here's how it works. Our mech has a radar range. We can actually see it by this blue line, this blue circle. Like, let me just put it right here for now. This blue little circle goes all around it. You can see it very faintly, is the radar range. So even though I can't physically see these targets, my radar is telling me that they're there. And it looks like we've got 2 turrets and 2 mechs. We're not close enough to them in order to tell what they are. We don't have very good information on them. One thing that we know, though, is that these turrets were tied to a turret generator, which is a power plant. And that's what we're going to want to look for. So what I'm going to do is use my jump jets to try and get a good look in here. I'm going to probably jump here. This is probably not a good idea, actually. I'm going to jump here. This will allow me to easily see the entire area here. Even though they've got a good view on me as well, I'm moving so fast that the probability of them hitting me is pretty bad. And let's see if any of these targets are the shield generator. Yes, we found it. So This building right here is the shield generator. It has 100 condition, and that means if I do 100 damage to it, that shield generator's toast. Well, each of my medium lasers do 25 damage, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can hit with both of my medium lasers. 80% each, so I should hit with both of them.
Target acquired.
Okay, so the turret generator is half dead. They have a spider as well.
I've been sensor locked.
Ah, that's a good play by him. He used a sensor lock. A sensor lock trades your attacking turn to remove 2 of your evasion pips, making you easier to hit. And it also interferes with your targeting computer, making your next shot less accurate, so...
Good to go.
Smart move overall. Okay, so I'm probably going to... Well... I can jump up here, and I could get a shot at the turret generator, so that's what I'm going to do. Once we destroy the turret generator, all 4 of those turrets will go down.
No sweat.
And let's go ahead and shoot at the turret generator with our PPC and our LRM-5.
Tell me what to shoot.
There we go. So now they've lost a tremendous amount of firepower.
Heyday.
All the turrets are deactivated. And now I'm going to have this one run. We're not going to jump, and that's because jumping generates a lot of heat.
Confirmed.
So I don't want to jump unless I've got a really good reason to. And my character is also going to run.
Full throttle.
Now it's, let's see. Okay, so now we'll talk about what's called the initiative stack. This actually comes from the board game, the tabletop game. So mechs have what you call initiative. Initiative basically determines who gets to go first. And there are 5 levels. There's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Typically the way it works is the biggest, slowest mechs are initiative 1. The heavy mechs are initiative 2. The medium-sized mechs are initiative 3. The light mechs are initiative 4. Initiative 5 is special for pilots that get +1 initiative. So if they're in a light mech +1, they would get a 5. And basically, the order of turns go from the higher initiatives downwards all the way to the bottom. So I get to go because this scout mech has initiative 4, so it's very early. And I think I'm just going to have him wait here. What I can do is do a reserve, which will cause all of my mechs in initiative 4 to basically go down to 3. And then I can move in the initiative 3 stack. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I like being here. I've got enough evasion that I don't think I'm going to get hit too hard. And I don't see a lot of benefit to moving just yet.
Waiting for the shot.
And he punches my Shadowhawk for 30 damage. Okay. That's fine.
Waiting for orders.
That just means I'm going to probably punch him back. But before I commit to that, I want to see my options. So the reason I want to punch him is because he has so much evasion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's like... And I think each one's worth about 5% inaccuracy, basically. So it's really hard to hit this guy. But on the other hand, we could shoot at this. I could maybe... Looks like I can't move here. I'd have to jump back down. But if I shoot at him, I've got pretty good aim. So I'm going to take this shot last. Because I want to see what happens. So for you, let's punch it out. I'm okay with it. Oh! And that's why I want to do the punch first. Because if I shot at him, there's no... Very unlikely that the Vindicator would have taken the spider out in one shot. So that means we would have put more damage on it than is necessary. So now we can do this. I'm going to move over here and get a shot on the Commando 2D. And we're in the desert, so it's harder to cool my mech down. So I'm probably going to shoot with most of my... Well, I'll shoot with all of them. It's not that big of a deal. Our accuracy isn't super amazing at the moment. So I'm expecting to kind of hit with half of my shots unless I get unlucky. Oh, I got the opposite. I actually got lucky and I hit with him. Right leg destroyed, right torso, right arm, so he's going to fall over. When a mech's leg gets destroyed, they trip over. And he can get up on his next turn. The next thing it does is, since he's a light mech, he would be initiative 4, but because his leg was destroyed and he fell over, he's temporarily initiative 3 for 1 turn.
Ready for orders.
Now it's this guy's turn. I'm just going to have him shoot from up here, because jumping will give him a lot more heat. So let me tilt his facing a bit. There we go. I didn't need to do that, but... So now that the mech is down on the ground, I get to do what's called a called shot. A called shot is when the pilot really concentrates on hitting a part of the body of my choosing. I can't shoot these parts because they're actually destroyed. You can see on the damage meter here. I'm just going to shoot at his center torso because that's the fastest way to destroy a mech. And I hit something good because I saw the orange numbers. Orange means it went through the armor, and it did damage to his internal structure, which is now down to 5, which means this mech is just about dead. And so we're just going to do the same thing. And I'm probably not even... I'm just going to shoot the LRMs. One of these LRMs... Well, I'll shoot everything just to be absolutely sure I don't get seized by awful accuracy.
Vessel delivery!
Okay, he's down.
And stay down!
Enemy detected.
I'm sure they weren't expecting their defenses to go down so easily.
Yes, Commander.
Okay, so we don't need to be here anymore. Let's go ahead and jump over here. And I won't do anything else. If you notice, I actually gained a little bit of heat there because I jumped really, really far. And we're on a desert planet, so we don't regenerate our heat as effectively.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Let's jump over here.
Ready, set,
And I think I just want to focus on cooling down for a bit. I'll let them have a turn, basically. I'll let them have a turn unmolested. So we're just going to move, and we're going to brace. So if we get shot at, we'll take a damage resistance. How close can I get? Let's get right here. And then I'll guard up. Yep, I know all about heat and stability.
Good to go.
Okay, so now it's our turn again. I don't want to jump twice. I want to probably just run over here and get a look at what I'm dealing with. That'll give him a chance to cool down a bit, so I'm going to just tell him brace. There, he sank about half of his heat. So they're bringing their own Shadowhawk up, but it's pretty ghetto looking. It's not in very good repair. It looks like half of its armor's missing.
waiting for orders.
So what we're going to do is move up, and I'm going to use one of my morale abilities, I think. What do we got here? We got a Scorpion. So one of the things I can do is deactivate all my weapons to check this missile. You see this wedge I'm moving around? The missile loses accuracy if the enemy is too close. So I want them to be in the field. And right now they're too close, so let me back up. There we go. So now, if we shoot from this range, the missiles will lock on effectively. Now, when you activate all of them at once, it'll try to give you a marker. Typically, they're called templates. They give you a template for all of your shots, and it can kind of confusing on which one you're dealing with, which one is the right one. Let's thin out the vehicles and isolate the enemy battlemech. So let's take out this Scorpion.
Taking the shot.
He's down.
Reporting. One less vehicle.
Now it's their Scorpion's turn. I forgot to use my morale ability. So I take the shot. AC 5 does decent damage, but our mech is in much better repair than his, so that's fine.
What can I do for you?
I'll move in with... This is our other mech that can take a decent amount of damage, so let's see.
Got it.
And let's destroy the other Scorpion.
Tell me what to do.
Okay, we've isolated the Shadowhawk, which is the same mech we're using.
Knocked out a vehicle.
And now I'm going to stand in the back like this. Actually, I think I'm going to jump up here. No, I have obstructed view, so I'm just going to stand right in the back, right here. And I have a height advantage, so right here, I can look at how this is how you can determine the accuracy. Minus is good and plus is bad, which can be a little confusing, but they're talking about difficulty. So when we look at my aim, arm-mounted -1, that means because the weapon that I'm looking at right now is in the mech's arms, it reduces the difficulty of the shot by 1. So, and I think that's 5%. I believe each one is 5%. So basically, weapons in the arms are 5% more accurate. there is a height difference, meaning I'm firing from an elevated position, so I get a -4 difficulty, so I'm 20% more likely to hit. I'm inspired, that would be morale over here. This blue bar is currently fully filled, so I'm getting another 5% accuracy. Then I'm getting penalties. I got the target moved for a +6 difficulty, so it's +6 harder to hit, and then target size +1. That just means that this is not a very large mech. So because the mech is smaller, it's representing that it's a smaller target, harder to hit. And, yep, we're just going to fire with all of our weapons, because this is a decently clean shot. And we hit with, I think, all of them but one. And we did get through its armor, too.
Receiving you.
Let's see here. So yeah, we got through its right torso armor and its right leg armor. So I want to try, if possible, to keep hitting it on the right. So this is another case where I don't want to use this guy. I'm actually going to reserve him down. I want him to go after this guy's had a turn, because that means he's safe right now. He's got 40% damage resistance, and he's got a lot of evasion. But because he actually gets to go first, that means next turn. So basically, I can attack twice in a row to keep him safe. So I'm just going to skip, let the Shadowhawk make his move. Okay, shooting at my Shadowhawk. Taking noticeable damage, but we're still okay. We outnumbered so heavily. My Shadowhawk's left torso got pretty banged up, so what I want to do is...
Good to go. Yes, Commander.
Move it so that the left torso is facing away.
On the
Like
move.
this, so if we zoom in, the left side of the mech is facing away. And now I'm going to return fire. I'm too close to use the LRM's 30% aim, so let's just turn those off and fire with our more close-range capable weapons.
Engaging.
Got him in his leg again. His leg is going to go, I think. Let's check the condition on his
That
leg.
is something good.
Yeah, look, his leg has 10 condition left, so I want to try and get on his leg. There's no room to maneuver around here, unfortunately, so I'm just going to stay still. Like, we're just going to exchange shots, to be honest. So I'm just going to take this shot where I'm standing. Yep, there goes his leg, and his arm, and his left torso. The torso, when the side torso is damaged, the pilot gets injured. And then he falls down, and the pilot's injured again, so he took 2 injuries. Now it's this guy's turn to shoot, because he can actually shoot pretty safely from here.
Affirmative.
And once again, I'm just going to shoot at the center torso, because that's where the power plant is. And when the power plant goes, the mech goes. And let me see if I can finish this guy off. Right here. Center torso. There you go. SRM ammo explosion. 2 SRM ammo explosion. What? Why does he have 2 SRM ammo? Seems excessive. Okay, now we got to go back to get our payment. And also a chance to... I want to be in the back. Because my mech is a... This mech is a fire support mech. Not made to lead the attacks.
Heading out.
Affirmative.
Once again,
I
let's get
hear ya.
everyone organized. Oh, I just realized I'm in fast mode. I'm sorry about that. It's probably going super fast for you. Whoop, 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 whoop. Settings, speed up combat. There we go. I'm used to everything going really fast. There we go. Now it'll move more organically. I didn't even notice that until just now. Basically, once you've seen these animations a bajillion times, you're like, yeah, I've seen it. Let me get to the fighting, the good part. Okay, so now that I'm in the back, I don't mind moving first, since now I know my other guys can outrun me a little bit.
On my way.
That's because the Blackjack is a bit slow for its size. Not
Acknowledged.
super slow, but nevertheless, it's slow.
Roger.
Oh, wait a second, I derped. We're returning to base before we destroyed the tower. Let's go send... what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna set... Wait, I know what to do. Oh-ho! Turn the speed mode back on. Big brain move. Okay, hold on a second. Look how faster they
Don't
move
need
when
to
you
tell
do
me
this.
twice.
I copy.
Good to go.
Yeah, we just need to get over there and destroy that building. I forgot that's part of the objective.
Moving out.
Yep, gotta get over here.
I read you, Commander. Moving out. Roger that.
Okay, so now we should be able to get our eyes on that building. Jump.
Lifting off.
The building has 50 health, so it's actually gonna go down right now.
Firing on target.
Yep, there goes the building.
Great job, Commander. Double back our planned platform. The sooner we can collect our pay and break orbit, the better.
So this is what I was looking for. I'm like, where was this at? This is where I'm supposed to go. Okay, let's form back up.
You betcha.
Jump.
Coordinates received.
Get my spider back over here.
Firing jump jets.
We need to get back in formation. I'm not gonna move you over here.
Position
Yep, I
confirmed.
know all about resolve.
On it.
Okay, one more turn to get back in formation.
What can I do for you?
The heavier armored mechs in the front.
Received. Copy that.
There. Brilliant work, Commander. We should have no trouble mopping up at the other platforms now that their defenses are down. We get the job done. Speaking of which, I wasn't finished. These platforms won't do us much good if we can't hold them. Majesty Metals taught us that, so we're going to need your battlemechs. You're going to want to reconsider that. Why? Your lance has already been target locked by our turrets. Now power down and surrender, and we'll let you walk. Or try to fight, and we'll tear you to shreds. Your call. Ah, well, there goes our goddamn payday. Hold tight, Commander. We're on our way. So one thing this guy did not appear to remember is that vehicles and turrets are not a very good match for battlemechs. So here's the turret generator. That's the first thing we want to destroy. It has 100 health, so I'm going to try and just wipe it out immediately with my... Oh, we're not technically... Okay, so this is one thing that I think is kind of annoying about the game is... I'm not technically in combat yet, so I don't get to shoot. Basically, we have to waste a turn doing it. Okay, now we're officially in combat. Oh, wait. We need to destroy the turret generator. Alright, that's going to be my job, because I have the highest firepower of all of our battlemechs. So I'm the most likely one to destroy it in one shot. And I got it. So all of their turrets are down, just like at the other platform.
Destroyed.
Now we just need to mop up these battlemechs, or not battlemechs, these vehicles. Let me see. We got a vehicle. What I'm looking for is where can I get a shot on something? Right here looks pretty good. It's a striker. We'll fire all of our weapons.
Firing.
And these vehicles aren't fully repaired, so they're actually very easy to kill.
Vehicle down. What can I do for you?
So we do have a shot here, but it's an indirect shot. Maybe I can jump into a better shot? There we go. That's not the cleanest shot. Ah, it's better than nothing. I'll take it.
I soar!
So we have a scorpion here. Let's go ahead and fire everything we got. That's the end of the scorpion.
I feel bad about shooting the...
Orders.
And, yeah, we'll take a shot at this guy. It's a galleon.
Acknowledged.
Ah, not quite enough. But he's the scout, so his
Ready
armaments...
for
Oh,
orders.
wait, we can fire twice in a row.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
And that's the end of him.
Vehicle trashed.
Stand by for extraction, Commander. Let's get the hell out of here. Oh, and Darius, I know, Meyer. Yeah, I know. You want to get another team meeting. Give the man a prize.
Mission successful.
So, normally this is where we would get paid, but, the Darius faction? Who is this? Darius is like these people never appear ever again. That's funny. I just noticed these guys. Oh, we got 10 points on the mercenary review board. We are just... We're well on our way. So here's the screen where we get our EXP. We have no damage that will cost money to repair. This is where you would see it. Structure damage, that's the stuff that costs repairs. If an entire portion of the battle mech is destroyed, that gets really expensive. It also means a potential for the destruction of the equipment on the mech's loadout. Over here we can see who did the killing. Our two frontline mechs did most of the killing. That makes sense though, because I typically move them first so they get the first shot. I got one of the battle mechs though, that's good. And yeah, that's enough of that. Although we don't get paid because they betrayed us. You'd think we would get some salvage, though. You'd think that we'd be able to strip the area for any parts and weapons, but in the future missions we'll get that. Rent to own in orbit under Kruening. This is the ship's navigator, Sumire Meyer. Or Sumire Meyer. I think it's Sumire, though. I think she's Japanese. Or, I think she's either Korean or Torian, I can't remember. You need to start finding us better clients, Darius. I mean it. We've been slumming it on the ass end of the frontier for 3 years now, and we are drowning in debt. I'm fully aware of our financial situation, Meyer, but I can't just conjure up new clients out of thin air. Fox, do me a favor and back me up on this, and I can say... Here we go. Is this why you made me your commander, so I could break up fights and review financial reports? This is our chief mech technician. He's the guy who, he's a mech, basically. I don't know if he's a mech engineer, but, because there's a difference between an engineer and a technician, but Yang Vertinen says, damn right it is. It isn't like any of us wanted the job. Darius, could you walk us through the details of this trouble we're in? It might help if you broke things down point by point. Sure thing, Yang. Point 1, Meyer's right. We're in debt. Every C-bill we make technically belongs to the banks. Point 2, this corner of the frontier is a dead zone for mercenary work. There are clients, but they're terrible. That's just a fact, and that's it. There are no other points. What's our best case scenario? How many jobs will it take to repay the loans? Truthfully, I can't even say. We're in a pretty deep hole, and from where I'm standing, I don't see a whole lot of daylight. The thing is, these banks, and I use that word loosely, they don't want us to pay off our loans. They'll do whatever they can whatever they can get away with to keep us on the hook, hit us with fees, jack up our interest rates, misfile our paperwork. I'm trying to find a way out of this, but it's gonna take time. And every day that passes, we accumulate more debt. If we keep going like we have been, we're screwed. Why not just refuse to pay? We can afford to throw our weight around. We've got battlemechs. That wouldn't be a very good idea, Fox. The banks wouldn't come after us themselves. They'd hire mercenaries, and you already know how hard up frontier mercs are for work. If we stiff the banks, we'll wind up dead or in debtor's prison, and out here on the frontier, those are basically the same thing. Okay, so we're in a bad spot. What are we going to do about it? Taking a soda sip. All this reading. I don't know what else we can do, Fox. I'm already serving up every legitimate contract I can find. Unless you want me to sidestep the mercenary review board entirely, we're basically out of options. Go around the MRB? No thanks. Taking an uncertified job is a great way to wind up with a knife in your back. We just got betrayed by a board-certified contract, Yang. How much worse could it get? Plenty. What happened down there was an exception, boss. With uncertified jobs, it's the rule. Remind me again why we don't just skip town and head to a nicer corner of the periphery? Because the jump ship crews have an arrangement. Until we pay up, they're gonna keep us on a short leash. That's a good reason. Look, Darius, Meyer's right. We need to start earning some real money, and we need to do it soon. It's only a matter of time before something breaks down, and I can't hotfix with duct tape and good intentions. So this is a unique dialogue option right here because of our origin, because our family went bankrupt. I've seen damage that bankruptcy can do firsthand. That isn't going to happen to this crew. You hear that, Darius? The voice of experience speaks. Going around the MRB might kill us, sure. So might 1,000 other things, but going broke, that'll destroy this company, guaranteed. It's settled then. I'll start digging for contracts outside the MRB system. Who knows? Maybe it'll work out for the best. It isn't like we've got all that much to lose. In the meantime, we need to find another paying job, and our prospects in this system have completely dried up. I'd recommend traveling to a neighboring system and seeing what the review board has for us. With any luck, we'll find enough work to keep going until something better rolls in. The banks are holding our jump ship access hostage until we repay our debts. For now, we can only go between Cruanine and the nearby systems Alloway, Bellefonte, and Detroit. So basically, we can only go to 4 different areas to get missions. Our top priority right now needs to be finding work, so we can raise cash. None of the contracts here have been very good. I picked out the only viable ones I could find, and it hopefully includes our travel fees as part of the deal. Come by the command center when you're ready to review it. Okay, so we're finally at the very, very, very beginning of the campaign. The campaign is gated by time. So we don't get access to very much of what's going on. This is our ship right now, this Leopard dropship. And the first thing I want to do is go to the hiring hall. These are our pilots. I can rename people and completely recustomize them. Let's check the store. This is where we can buy and sell stuff. Let's see if we own anything. Oh, we own some things, apparently. We'll check that later. Let's see what contracts are available. Looks like there is only one, which makes sense because this is the very, 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 very beginning of the game, so they don't want it to be complicated. This little icon here means that the contract is on a nearby planet, and because it's here, it means they're willing to pay for our taxi fees to get to the next planet. So that's not a bad contract, especially when you're low on money. Which we have 1 million C-bills, that's workable. That's honestly not bad. So here are our pilots. These are all Ronin pilots, so I don't think I'm allowed to customize them, which means I'm probably going to fire them all and replace them with people I can customize. Normally I wouldn't do that. Normally I would keep Ronin mercenaries, but you know, I want to give people on the channel character names, so that's what I'll have to do. Next we'll check out the mech bay. Here is, this is what our Blackjack looks like. We didn't really get a chance to see what the Blackjack actually looks like. So here we can view the mech. Let's, oh, can't zoom out. But yeah, so this is my ancestral Blackjack. It's a lighter mech, but it's not a bad mech either. It's a fire support mech. I'm not crazy about its weapon config, so I will definitely be redesigning it. But this is the good old Blackjack. What else do we have? We have the Vindicator. Very classic mech. It's in the starter box, the good old Vindicator. It's not a bad mech. Unfortunately, there are other mechs in the game that do basically the exact same thing this does better. Vindicator always recognizable, though, because of its really long, punchy fist. And its helmet that makes it look like it's a soldier wearing a helmet with the antennas on it. Not a bad mech, though, especially in the early game. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that other mechs can do the same job better. The Shadowhawk. This is a fan favorite. Once again, easily recognized by its square-shaped head and the shoulder cannon, as well as these big old shoulder pads. This is a pretty good mech. It is a very balanced mech. It doesn't really have much of a focus, but that doesn't mean I can't wiggle it around in customizations, but it is definitely best as a flexible mech. In the beginning of the game, it's going to be our tankish kind of frontline mech, and then later on in the game, it'll become a pursuit mech. Over here, we got the Spider. This is our Scout. Very low firepower, but very fast. Not a big fan of these kinds of mechs. Because there are scouts that are really fast and are also good at fighting, so I will definitely be replacing our Spider. But in the meantime, this is what we got. And then lastly, we have a Locust. I call these value menu mechs, or like McDonald's mechs, or McMechs for short, because this is basically an economy mech. It's extremely cheap. It's the cheapest, lowest priced, weakest mech in the game. They're basically just here to fill slots. Like if you need 4 mechs, here you go, the Locust. I'll definitely be replacing it though, because we can get... It's a good scout mech, but we can get much better scout mechs than the Locust, so it's just here temporarily. Now let me see. Can I make any customizations? Do I have any weapons? I do have some... Let's see, we got an autocannon 2 and that's it. The AC2 is what this mech is outfitted with. I want to replace those, but I don't have it. I've got a large laser, a medium laser. Those are fine. Yeah, so we don't have a lot of anything right now. Let's check the navigation console. I'll probably talk to everybody next episode, or in between episodes, honestly. Or I'll make a 1.5 episode, actually. Or no, it'll be episode 2.5. So, this is the map. This is not the entire inner sphere. It's a very small portion of it, actually. And this is where we're allowed to go. The jump ships are boxing us into these areas. Oh, it looks like I can deviate from that. If I wanted to, I could go to any area I want. But we would want to go here because there's a travel contract. There's a lot of things you can do here, like you can filter between different mission difficulties. Like these are a 2.5, like it goes up to 5 skulls. This is a 2.5 skull. That basically tells you how heavy duty the resistance is going to be. We can also filter by things like what kind of planet, like this is an ice planet. We've got desert planets. You can also filter by what the planet specializes on, like probably the most important one in the beginning are industrial. Oh wow, it's not showing. There's definitely industrial planets, they're just not showing them. Now we're going to go over here and customize our company, because now it's mine. We're not Fox's Marauders, we're going to be Star Fox Solar Defenses. That's the name of our mercenary company. Let's change the color of our mechs to be... Well, I'll call it Get Good. No, let's just stay with Star Fox Solar Defenses. That's normally what I... Like, that's the name of my Warframe dojo. So let's give us the channel colors. Bright orange and dark blue. Where is dark blue at? There it is. And then a light gray. Where is light gray at? There we go. A little garish, but hey, that's the channel colors. Also, let's choose the closest thing to a fox. That would be this thing here. Probably not a fox, but that's as good as it's going to get. Okay, so now we've recolored our mechs. Let's see what our mechs look like. Much better. Now, if you want, you can give them a much more realistic appearance. Like, you could give them camo colors. Like, let me see. I'm sure we'll have... Like this probably wouldn't look bad in camo colors. Yeah, okay, this is clearly for camo colors. So if you wanted your mechs to have a more realistic paint job, yeah, you could definitely go with the camo colors. But I'm going to stick with number 2. Come on, give me number 2. There. Number 2 looks fine. And, let's see here. Let's go to the store. I want to see if there's any interesting weapons for me to buy. They've got autocannon 5s. That's what I want. I want some AC 5s. The plus means it's a slightly higher quality version. So I'm going to buy one of these good autocannons. You give me these autocannons. This is what it's about. I don't care about spending. I don't care if we're almost broke. I'll dig us out of the hole. So let's go ahead and start customizing. Alright, so the way customization works is... so this is a 45-ton mech, and altogether its gear is going to weigh 45 tons. That doesn't mean 45 tons of weapons, though. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the gear off, and this tells us our tonnage. So we have 20 tons available for weapons, which is not bad for a mech of this size. Mechs typically go between 20 and 100 tons. There are mechs lighter than 20 tons, and there are mechs heavier than 100 tons, but 20 to 100 is the most common. So, I don't really care for the AC2, I want the AC5, so I'm going to put 2 of them on. The AC5 weighs up, you can see up top, AC5 tonnage is 8, so it weighs 8 tons. So we've just removed 8 tons and 8 tons. So we've removed 16 tons of our available weaponry. And these guns are no good without ammo, so I'm going to go ahead and add in some ammo. AC5 ammo, AC5. You can put the ammo anywhere you want. I typically like to put the ammo with the weapon. Some people like to put them in the leg, for example. The thing is that the ammo can explode if the mech gets shot enough. So you never put your ammo in the head. That's crazy. 'Cause that's where you are. Your pilot is in the head, so, you know, you wouldn't want to put a bunch of ammo underneath it. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in 2 medium lasers. The reason for that is because medium lasers are very... Oh, got a glitch. There we go. Medium lasers are very light. They only weigh 1 ton, and they do a lot of damage. They do 25 damage for 1 ton, but they generate a lot of heat. And so this is going to be the new variant of it. So basically, let's undo our changes. The old version was the 2 medium lasers. We have the heat sink. We had the jump jets. Let's take the jump jets out and the heat sink. They chose to put the ammo in the middle and only 1 ton of ammo to feed both of the guns. That's fine because this comes with 25 rounds. AC5, 1 ton of AC5 ammo comes with 15 rounds, so I can shoot it 15 times. So here's the actual changes I'm making. The heat sink, the jump jets, the ammo. I'm pulling 2 lasers out. I'm pulling the autocannon 2s out. And that makes room for the heavier duty AC5s. AC5 is one of my favorite autocannons. So, yeah, that's where we're definitely going to put those on. So let's put these on, the ammo. And that's going to be our design. It's going to cost us 5,550 bucks, or C-bills they're called. And it's going to take 13 days in order to complete the modifications. So let's go ahead and do that. And that's the list of the changes. This is the only mech we're going to modify, because by the time we get to the new area, it's probably going to be 13 days. So we only have time to customize 1 mech. Let's see here. Yeah, it's going to take 12 days. So yeah, basically that's that. So right here, we can negotiate the contract. Do we want more money? When we ask for more money, they say, well, we're going to give you less salvage. The reverse is also true. If we say, well, I want more salvage, then we're paying you less money. Now, you can choose to pay less of both. And if you do that, you gain more favor, which this is the Free Worlds League. This is Devinder Singh of the Free Worlds League. If we basically kind of do things more for free, we're not literally doing it for free, but they'll like us more, and the more they like us, they'll give us tougher missions that pay better. In the beginning, though, I mainly want salvage. So, because I want to collect weapons and stuff. So I'm gonna negotiate for basically 11 salvage altogether. 2 salvage that I get to pick, and 9 salvage that's random. And then they'll also pay me 59, basically 60,000 credits. So let's go ahead and accept this.
Roger that, Commander.
And it's also going to pay for our bank fees, so now you get to see this part. And we're going to travel on over there. So this is the timeline ticking down. This is a jump ship. This is what allows us to go from star system to star system, because in the beginning cutscene, you saw that guy who was like the first guy doing a jump ship thingy. That's what these things are. It's going to taxi us right now to the next area. 1 system over. And now we're going to detach. And now we fly on our regular engines to the surface, well, not to the orbiting, we fly into orbit with the planet. Random event. Shakedown. You're on the Leopard's Bridge with Sumire, Yang, and Darius for the daily staff briefing. Darius says, we received 3 messages from the banks. Loan sharks, Sumire cuts in. From the people who are financing us, Darius continues, they're considering rewriting the terms of our loan, so it will be easier to seize this ship if we miss a payment. As usual, they're only doing this because they believe we can't fight it in court. So now, these decisions do matter. So what I'm going to do, so we can either sweet-talk the banks, we can ignore the message, or educate the banks about their mistake. We can't educate the banks about their mistake. I don't feel we can, because they hold all the chips, they hold all the cards. We probably shouldn't ignore it, so let's see if we can sweet-talk them. I'll talk to them, you say, and the meeting moves on. Afterwards, you record a response. In it, you explain with much gravitas that you selected each of the banks for their prestige and reliability. You remind them of your impeccable payment history. You conclude by expressing your desire for a long, fruitful financial relationship with them, hinting that you might seek additional loans when your current ones are paid in full. A few days later, the banks contact you to say their previous message was sent in error and should be ignored. Your company has gained the following tags. Loan status fair. So that was a good result. And now we have to unpub. Right now we're paused, so we're going to pause, move forward in time. Every 30 days, we got to pay our bills, so time does make a difference. So we're going to get to the planet next. But we're not going to launch the mission immediately because my Blackjack's customizations aren't done. One more day. Okay, so the Blackjack is done. We'll do one more mission and then I'll call it quits so you can see a normal everyday mission. This should be a non-tutorial mission. So very low difficulty. It's a 0.5. Badlands is a desert-type region, which means there's not going to be a lot of cover. So that means we'll have to fight more in the open. I'm going to bring the biggest mechs that we have, because why not? These mechs are not slow, and there's no reason for us to do that. What is this thing? A medium laser and a machine gun, or two? These are garbage. So I'm going to pilot. Well, I like to keep them in order of their tonnage, so I'm going to pilot, and of course in my Blackjack. Behemoth will be in there, Glitch is going to be here, and then one of you guys will be there, because this is how you assign your pilots and the mechs. But yeah, we'll talk more about what the pilot effects are when I actually start putting you guys into the game. But right now, you know, I'm stuck with these guys. So let's get in there. This is a destroy the base mission. And in we go. The mechs we're dropping should be way more powerful than what they are sending back at us. A half skull mission. It might be 1 or 2 battlemechs, light battlemechs. They'll probably be in disrepair, like they probably have like most of their armor missing. There might be some really crummy vehicles. They might have some turrets. But overall, we are sending the force we're sending is overkill. So like, that's good though, because that means we shouldn't get any repair bills. Unless something dumb happens.
Command interface initiated.
Our intel is right. There aren't any nearby reinforcements, but there are a fixed gun emplacement, which is turrets. Move up, neutralize turrets, and level the base. Watch out for that garrison commander. It's nothing too dangerous, but every bit of damage costs. Okay, so here's our objectives.
Air conditioner.
If we click the objectives, then we can actually see what we're looking at. So first I want to lure the base garrison out, which is, let's see if we're going in slow motion. Let's make sure we're going slow. Good. Alright, so we want to stay in formation.
Waiting for orders.
I don't want to fight on the low ground. I want to fight on here. So let's start moving over here. My jump-capable mechs are going to go that way. My Blackjack cannot jump anymore. I uninstalled the jump jets, so I'm going to go along the road. These guys are going to just hop over there. Same with these guys.
Acknowledged.
But you know what? Our color scheme does kind of blend in with this desert type of environment. Okay, time to hop over.
Firing.
As you can see, this is some cover right here. Some cover right here, but there's a lot of areas with no cover, and that's simply because, well, Badlands, desert, just not a good place for cover, which means we're going to take more damage on average, but so will they. They will also take more damage on average. We'll have our scout jump up and just see what the heck is going on up here.
Engaging jump jets.
He could jump so far. Okay, so we got 2 battlemechs. That's fine.
Commander.
I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna reserve down. I'll let the enemies make their move because we're in a good defensive position. Takes a shot with the medium laser, but never had a chance. Like the probability of hitting that was really bad. So this is a Commando 2D. That's the standard Commando variant. Nothing surprising about it, so I'm not worried. It didn't move very far, so I might actually fire a few missiles at it. even though we don't have very heavy-duty missile launchers, this battlemech is also half of its armor is missing, so any damage is a decent bit. So not a very good shot, 40%, but why not? Let's shoot a missile or two at it. Got 3 out of the 5 hit. That's not too bad.
I hear ya.
Same with the Vindicator.
Got it.
Launch a few missiles off. So we stripped one of its evasion away, so we have a 60% chance to hit. Plus, I think Glitch has better accuracy in general.
Roger that. Firing
Let's
on
see what we
target.
get. 3 hits again. I'm not going to get a hit on anything, so I'm just going to sprint. When you sprint, that completely ends that mech's turn. Because it just uses... You can't sprint and shoot, basically. This is one of the disadvantages of the Blackjack compared to these guys. It's a much slower mech. I'm going to go ahead and get closer and take a shot at him.
Received.
And that's because if we have 4 evasion is pretty safe. So we're going to shoot the 2 medium lasers.
Got it.
Looks like we missed one, hit one. Got through the armor on its center torso, I think. Someone's firing missiles back. Pretty light damage, though, because of our evasion.
What's up, boss?
Decker is going again. Now our evasion is going to be a lot lower this time, so I am probably going to just continue scouting. I'm just kind of being a pain in the butt. I'm just kind of just looking around to see what we're dealing with. I'm going to jump right over here and take a look at what this mech is. Ah, it's a Panther. A Panther is a light mech that's more designed for combat. It's not a scout. I think this was a LRM turret as well. I'm not going to shoot at it, though, because our accuracy is not good against that particular target at the moment. The Panther moves. Shoots with the PPC, but it's a miss. Commando's turn. Shoots with the medium laser, but it's a miss.
Receiving you.
Okay, I'm gonna move first for a change. And I'm gonna go... I'm looking for a clean... Okay, I got a clean shot right here on this battlemech. I'm the main damage dealer of the group because I've got some pretty heavy weapons here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a... I'm gonna use a morale ability, a precision strike. This is gonna boost my aim. So without it, I've got a 70% chance to hit with the AC-5s and a 55% chance to hit with the medium lasers. With it, which spends a little bit of my morale, we're going to have 80% accuracy with the AC-5s and 75% accuracy with the medium lasers. And then I also get to make a called shot, which I'll call the shot on his torso, because it's the closest thing to it. I have a very low chance of hitting his center torso, 9%. So let's just go left torso, or that's his right torso, actually. So I hit with 3 of my 4 weapons, and I destroyed basically his entire right side. Right leg, right torso, right arm. AC-5 is very damaging for a light mech. It hits pretty hard against them.
Ready for orders.
And it generates way less heat. Like, look how much heat we generated, despite firing every one of our weapons. That's why I like that upgraded to the AC-5s. Let's just continue on. We'll try to finish this mech off. And we'll do that because this mech has a PPC and an LRM, which are long-range weapons. Ideal for shooting back at that target. I will not shoot with the SRM-2. Well, 45 is basically a 50% chance. We'll shoot.
On it.
Okay, we got him. Penetrated the center torso. He's toast.
Tango down. Waiting on you, Commander.
Now we'll move this glitch in. Can I get a clean shot anywhere? Doesn't look like it. It looks like all of my shots will be what you call obstructed. You can tell because right here, the line gets really faded. That means that there is an obstruction that's blocking my aim. Let's see. What's my aim going to look like? 55 over here. 45. 40. 55, okay. Neither of these shots are great, but we'll take the shot here. So the issue we're having here is, as you can see, we're a +2 difficulty because the target's obstructed. But there's no harm in taking this shot. It's not going to generate much heat either. That's a miss. And we sprinkled a few missiles on him, but the Panther's more than capable of dealing with that. Not a single hit, I don't think. Just because the evasion's way too high for the turret to have any chance of hitting.
Receiving you.
Now I could try to get in behind this guy. Try to get some shenanigans. Looking for an angle. There we go. So this is what I was looking for. All 4 evasion pips, and I can still shoot him. That's what I was looking for. Right, we're flanking. We're going to target the rear armor, as you can see right there. 70% chance to hit, so pretty good.
Locking in all weapon systems.
Missed one, hit one. I'm not sure what I hit, so I want to get a damage report on it. Is he going to melee attack me? That's not a bad idea. Oh, he missed, though. That's a pretty good play by him, but unfortunately for him, he missed.
Good to go.
Let's get a damage report. So I hit his arm. That's what happened. Let me see if I can get a shot on him anywhere. Nope, I can't get a shot at him, so I'm just going to run closer to the enemy base.
Yes, Commander.
And let's, looks like I got a shot over here. We're really far away, so we're taking a lot of aim penalty due to the distance. That's okay, though. We can kind of, like, spray some missiles at him. Yeah. Oh, got his leg with the AC5. That does a lot of damage.
Think I hit something good.
Yeah, so his leg was struck with the AC5, so it's pretty banged up as well. I might jump to get a cleaner shot. That's going to boost our heat up quite a bit, though. Doesn't look like I have a great shot anywhere I go, though. This one's not actually a pretty good shot right here, though. Well, it's not a good shot, but it's an acceptable shot. 65% chance on the PPC and 60% on the LRM, so let's who might hit? Nope, missed with the PPC again. That's unfortunate since the PPC is our main weapon. That stands for particle projector cannon. Or particle projection cannon, one of the two. Everyone just calls it PPC.
Orders?
I need to get this guy out of here. So I'm just going to jump down here so he can't melee me. And then I'm going to shoot back up at him. Another chance to hit his rear torso, but we're generating a lot of heat, so I'll have to chill out a little bit. Oh, they both hit. I think that was a pretty clean shot on him. Very good. That was a great shot considering of it was obstructed. As you can see, the Panther's taking a lot more damage as well. And all of our pilots are noobs, so there's a lot of misses going on.
What's up, boss?
Let me get in here, get my pilot in here to do some real damage. Actually, I'm going to let the other guys take a shot to start reducing his evasion. Okay, I think this is also obstructed. No, it's not. So we're going to fire with most of our weapons here.
Got it.
Ah, finally a hit with the PPC. Got his leg.
Yeah.
So down he falls. Loses all of his evasion. You lose all your evasion when you fall. Which means it's perfect for my character to actually try and finish him off. Targeting center torso.
Engaging target.
Hit. Hit. One of them, I think, went center torso. The other destroyed left arm, left torso. Get a damage report. Yeah, he's pretty beat up. Oh, look at that. His center torso has 2 armor left.
Commander.
So we're just going to spray a few missiles on them.
Position confirmed.
Missiles are really good at finishing enemies off because you fire so many of them. Even when you just need to tap the enemy mech to finish it, the missiles are really good. So we're just going to fire our missiles at them, and that's it.
Target.
And that got him.
One less.
So the garrison's been destroyed, and that means we just need to finish the base off. But first we should probably strip the turrets. Let's get this guy back in action. Not gonna have him shoot though, because he's having heat problems. Oh wow, he's overheating. We actually jumped too far.
Generating a lot of heat, Commander.
Receiving.
So we'll have to pay for the repairs on him because he overheated and that fried some of his circuitry. But the price will be really cheap for a light mech, so that's not even a big deal. Let's get in and start busting up these turrets. This base does not have a turret generator, so we're just gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Confirmed.
One turret down.
Turret destroyed.
My turn. I'm definitely going to be too far for the lasers, so hopefully I can hit with the 2 ACs.
Engaging target.
One. Ah, nice.
Target destroyed.
The AC5s have very long
What can I
range.
do for you?
They're kind of like a archer kind of weapon, like a long-range rifle type of weapon.
Sprinting.
And they deal like pretty moderate damage. It's not the most insane damage, but it's noticeable. Like, you know, unless your mech is really heavily armored, you will definitely notice when you're being hit with AC5. I'm just going to move somewhere. He just needs to scout with his sensors and then cool down.
Commander. On my way.
Okay, let's work on the turret, I guess. I was looking for any alternative targets, but that's that. Okay, another turret down.
That turret is gone.
Destroying these turrets is not a waste of time either, because we could salvage some of the turret's weaponry. Let's start working on some of the target buildings.
Engaging target.
Enemy structure damaged, Commander.
Let's just fire the laser and the missile just to finish it off. The PPC generates a ton of heat, and it wasn't needed to destroy the building.
Ready for orders.
Now we'll get a sight on the turret. When he gets sight on the turret, it helps the other guys find it. Okay, I'm gonna take 2 shots on the turret.
Giving him everything I've got.
Missed with one, hit with the other.
Waiting for orders.
So now they can see the turret pretty easily. Let's see if I can get a good shot on it. I can push spacebar to force them to run faster. So if you see them suddenly jerk around moving, that's because I'm just speeding through some of the movement. Okay, so now the base is defenseless. The base garrison of battlemechs have been destroyed, and the turrets are down, so now it's at our mercy. We can just easily destroy this area. So I'm going to attack this building. It's the closest one to me.
Target.
Didn't quite finish it off.
Waiting on you, Commander. Coordinates received.
Same thing, we'll just
Tell me what to
ding it
do.
with a shot or 2 to finish it off. Now, what's funny is the redesign I did for this Blackjack, it actually does less damage than the original version, but this version is much more long-range capable, which is fine because it is a... I mean, like, the AC2s have very long range as well, but they don't hit very hard. These weapons have long range and they hit pretty hard. So it makes the wet mech more capable of fighting at a distance. And it doesn't have as many heat problems. When it fires all 4 of its medium lasers, it starts to really run into heat problems. Finish this building off. Or not. Pretty healthy building.
Engaging target.
There we go. one more building to destroy, and then we will
Target
have a mission complete.
destroyed.
What can I do for you?
Ah, yeah, this building that we have to tap.
Roger that.
It's time to bug out. Get to the LZ for extraction.
Target destroyed.
Commander, the area has been cleared. Dares give you the green light to land immediately. Hold position.
Mission successful.
Woohoo! Top tier work, Commander. House Merrick is very happy with your performance. Keep it up, and I'll make sure a lot more work comes your way. So here's what we earned. We raked in 80,000 credits, which more than paid off my customization. Didn't pay for the guns, but it paid for the actual customization work. We gained standing with the Free Worlds League, and we lost standing with the Pirates. And this mech took some damage because it overheated. And where do we get ours? Here's our salvage. So here's where we get to pick. I'm going to take the 2 battlemech pieces. This is not a full battlemech. These are the pieces. So we have 0 out of 3 Panther pieces, 0 out of 3 Commando. So now we'll have 1 out of 3 Commando 2D pieces and 1 out of 3 Panther pieces. Now, I'm pretty sure we're just going to get all the salvage because the agreement was 11 salvage altogether, which means I overkilled the contract. Like, I probably should not have asked for that much salvage. Because it was such a low-level contract, I should have asked for more money. But, you know, a simple oversight, and for such a basic mission, it's not going to be a big deal. And so we're back here. So that's kind of like what the basic gameplay loop goes. Like I said, I'm not going to make these videos as long as they are right now simply because I know some people like the really long videos, but a lot of people, most people do not watch the full video. I think something like 18% of people watch the video from front to back, and it gets worse the longer the video is. But I just wanted to make sure I got through the tutorial videos. I'll probably do like 1 or 2 battles, and I am going to do the dialogue in separate episodes just to try to keep the episode lengths down. So I'm going to be making an episode 2.5 where we're going to talk to each of the characters and learn their backstory and stuff like that. But at any rate, that is the end of this episode. After a few more of these random missions, we will be given our first story-based mission. But, yep, that is for another episode. At any rate, like this video if it was entertaining, subscribe for future BattleTech content, and of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.